What if our history books are wrong? What if civilizations thousands of years ago possessed technology we can barely comprehend today? Structures so precise, so massive, they defy explanation. Today we uncover 8 impossible ancient marvels, proof that advanced knowledge existed long before it should have. Prepare to question everything. For centuries, we have been taught a linear progression of human history, from primitive cave dwellers, slowly evolving through the Stone Age, Bronze Age, and Iron Age, gradually developing the tools and knowledge that led to our modern world. This narrative paints our ancestors as simple, struggling, and limited by their rudimentary technology. But what if this comfortable story is a carefully constructed illusion? What if, scattered across our planet, there are silent, stone witnesses to a past far more complex, far more advanced, and infinitely more mysterious than we dare to imagine? These are not just ancient ruins. These are out-of-place structures, architectural and engineering marvels that defy the capabilities of the supposed primitive societies that built them. They exhibit precision, scale, and technological sophistication that, according to our textbooks, simply should not exist. When faced with such anomalies, mainstream archaeology often resorts to explanations involving immense manual labor, simple tools, and an almost superhuman dedication. But as we delve deeper, these explanations begin to crumble, revealing a profound disconnect between the official narrative and the physical evidence. Today we embark on a journey to the farthest corners of the Earth to examine 8 such structures, from laser-smooth caves in India to colossal, perfectly fitted stones in Peru, from impossible lifting feats in Lebanon to subterranean precision in Egypt. Each site presents an undeniable challenge to our understanding of ancient capabilities. These aren't just rocks. They are encrypted messages from a forgotten past, whispering tales of lost knowledge, advanced engineering, and perhaps a civilization that understood the universe in ways we are only now beginning to rediscover. Prepare to have your perception of history shattered, because the truth, carved in stone, is far more extraordinary than fiction. 1. The Barabar Caves, India's laser-smooth secrets. Deep within the rocky hills of Bihar, India, lie a series of caves that have baffled archaeologists and engineers for centuries. Carved into solid granite, the Barabar Caves date back to the 3rd century BCE during the Mauryan Empire. At first glance, they appear to be simple rock-cut sanctuaries. However, upon closer inspection, a startling anomaly emerges. The interior surfaces of these caves are polished to an astonishing, almost mirror-like sheen. This isn't just smooth, it's a finish so perfect, so uniform, that it rivals the precision of modern laser cutting and polishing techniques. Imagine trying to achieve such a finish on granite, one of the hardest rocks on Earth, using only copper chisels, hammers, and sand, which are the tools attributed to the Mauryan period. Modern stonemasons, even with today's diamond-tipped tools and industrial polishing machines, would struggle immensely to replicate this level of perfection on such a scale. The walls, ceilings, and even the curved surfaces of these caves are flawlessly smooth, reflecting light with an almost metallic luster. This suggests a technology capable of generating immense heat or pressure, or perhaps an unknown chemical process, to vitrify or polish the stone to such an extent. Furthermore, the acoustic properties of these caves are extraordinary. The polished surfaces create an echo that can last for several seconds, transforming even a whisper into a resonant, almost ethereal sound. Some researchers propose that these caves were not merely religious sanctuaries, but served a dual purpose, perhaps as ancient sound chambers or acoustic resonators. Could the Mauryans have possessed an understanding of acoustics and engineering that allowed them to manipulate sound in ways we are only now beginning to explore? The precision required to create such perfect acoustic environments, combined with the impossible polish, points to a level of technological sophistication that completely contradicts our understanding of ancient Indian capabilities. The Barabar Caves stand as a silent testament to a lost art of stonecraft, forcing us to question how such feats were accomplished thousands of years ago, and what other secrets these polished walls might hold. 2. The Unfinished Obelisk, Egypt's Monumental Mystery. In the ancient quarries of Aswan, Egypt, lies a colossal monument that tells a story not of triumph, but of an impossible failure. This is the unfinished obelisk, a gargantuan block of granite, still partially attached to the bedrock, that would have been the largest obelisk ever carved had it been completed. Estimated to weigh over 1,200 tons, the equivalent of more than 200 adult elephants, its sheer size alone presents an engineering enigma. But it's not just its weight that baffles, it's the method of its attempted extraction. Mainstream Egyptology suggests that ancient Egyptians used dolerite balls to pound away at the granite, slowly shaping the obelisk. However, examining the quarry reveals deep, precise channels cut around the obelisk, channels that are too uniform and too deep to have been created by simple pounding. The marks left on the stone suggest a tool capable of cutting through granite with immense force and precision, far beyond what could be achieved with primitive hand tools. Some researchers, like Christopher Dunn, an expert in precision manufacturing, have argued that these marks are consistent with the use of advanced cutting machinery, perhaps even a form of ancient power tool. The logistical challenges of extracting, transporting, and erecting such a massive stone are almost insurmountable even with modern technology. To move 1,200 tons across hundreds of kilometers and then raise it upright would require engineering feats that we are only now capable of. The fact that the obelisk was abandoned due to a crack rather than a lack of capability suggests that the ancient Egyptians believed they could move it. This implies a lost knowledge of heavy lifting and transportation that defies our current understanding. The unfinished obelisk is a silent, monumental question mark, challenging us to reconsider the true capabilities of ancient Egyptian engineers. It hints at a forgotten era, when the impossible was merely a matter of scale, and the secrets of moving mountains were not yet lost to the sands of time. 3. The Kailasa Temple, a mountain carved from the top down. In the heart of the Ellora Caves in Maharashtra, India, stands a monument that defies architectural logic and engineering possibility, the Kailasa Temple. Unlike most temples, which are built from the ground up, the Kailasa Temple was carved entirely from a single massive piece of living rock, excavated from the top down. This isn't just a building, it's a colossal sculpture, a mountain transformed into a sacred space. Dating back to the 8th century CE, it is attributed to King Krishna, the first of the Rashtrakuta dynasty. The scale of this undertaking is staggering. Estimates suggest that over 400,000 tons of rock were removed to create the temple, revealing intricate carvings, multi-story structures, courtyards, and halls, all from a single block of stone. Imagine the precision required to plan such a feat. There's no room for error. A mistake at the top would compromise the entire structure below. Modern architects, even with advanced CAD software and laser-guided tools, would find such a project immensely challenging. The ancient builders had to visualize the entire finished temple within the mountain before a single chisel stroke was made. The method of carving from the top down is particularly perplexing. It allowed for the creation of a freestanding, multi-layered structure, complete with intricate sculptures of deities, animals, and mythological scenes, all in 3 dimensions. The level of detail, the symmetry, and the sheer artistic mastery are breathtaking. How did they achieve such precision without modern surveying equipment, heavy machinery, or even scaffolding in the conventional sense? The removal of 400,000 tons of rock implies an organized workforce, advanced planning, and tools capable of efficiently cutting and shaping the hard basalt rock. The Kailasa Temple is not just a testament to devotion, it is a profound challenge to our understanding of ancient engineering and artistic capabilities, suggesting a lost knowledge of monumental rock cutting and architectural planning that remains unparalleled in human history. 4. The Walls of Sacsayhuaman, Peru's impossible puzzle. High above the city of Cusco, Peru, lies the ancient Inca fortress of Sacsayhuaman, a site that continues to defy explanation and challenge our understanding of ancient construction. Its most striking feature is its massive cyclopean walls, composed of colossal, irregularly shaped stones, some weighing over 100 tons. What makes these walls truly astonishing is not just the size of the stones, but the incredible precision with which they are fitted together. The joints are so tight that not even a single sheet of paper can be inserted between them, despite the stones having multiple angles and curved surfaces. Mainstream archaeology attributes these walls to the Inca, built using simple bronze tools and immense manpower. However, the sheer scale and precision of the stonework present an insurmountable challenge to this explanation. How were these massive stones quarried, transported, and then lifted into place with such intricate interlocking patterns? The quarries for some of these stones are miles away, and the terrain is rugged. The idea of hundreds or even thousands of men dragging these stones up steep inclines with ropes and rollers, then meticulously shaping them to fit perfectly, seems almost fantastical. Furthermore, the unique polygonal masonry technique used at Sacsayhuaman is incredibly advanced. Each stone is cut with convex and concave surfaces that interlock like a giant three-dimensional puzzle, providing exceptional earthquake resistance. This technique is far more complex than simple rectangular blocks. Some researchers, including engineer and author Graham Hancock, suggest that the precision and the unique fitting technique point to a lost technology, perhaps involving a method of softening or molding stone, or the use of advanced cutting tools that leave no trace. The very notion that these stones were shaped and fitted with such exactitude, without the use of iron tools, mortar, or modern machinery, forces us to reconsider the capabilities of ancient civilizations. Sacsayhuaman stands as a silent, monumental question, its impossible walls whispering tales of a forgotten era, when the art of stonemasonry reached a level of sophistication that we are still struggling to comprehend. 5. The Trilithon of Baalbek, Lebanon's colossal stones. In the ancient city of Baalbek, Lebanon, lie the ruins of a Roman temple complex, but beneath and around these Roman structures are foundations of an even older, more enigmatic origin. Here, we find the Trilithon of Baalbek, a monumental platform composed of 3 colossal stones, each weighing approximately 800 tons. To put that into perspective, each of these stones is heavier than a fully loaded Boeing 747 jumbo jet. These 3 stones are precisely placed side by side, forming a perfectly level platform, elevated 7 meters above the ground. The sheer size and weight of these megaliths present an almost insurmountable challenge to conventional archaeological explanations. How were these stones quarried, transported from a quarry several kilometers away, and then lifted into place with such precision? Even with modern heavy lifting equipment, moving and positioning a single 800-ton block is an engineering feat of the highest order, requiring specialized cranes and techniques. The ancient Romans, who built their temple on top of this platform, were master builders, but even their methods do not fully explain the Trilithon. They built on it, not it. Adding to the mystery is the nearby Stone of the Pregnant Woman, an even larger block, estimated at over 1,000 tons, still partially embedded in the quarry. This suggests that the builders of the Trilithon were capable of quarrying and moving stones of even greater magnitude. The precision of the cuts, the perfectly flat surfaces, and the meticulous placement of these stones defy the capabilities of any known ancient civilization, using only ropes, rollers, and ramps. Some theories suggest the use of advanced acoustic levitation, unknown forms of leverage, or even anti-gravity technology. The Trilithon of Baalbek stands as a stark reminder that our ancestors possessed a knowledge of monumental construction that remains largely lost to us, challenging us to reconsider the true limits of ancient engineering and the possibility of a forgotten technology capable of moving mountains. 6. The Serapeum of Saqqara, Egypt's subterranean precision. Beneath the sands of Saqqara, Egypt, lies one of the most perplexing and technologically advanced sites of the ancient world, the Serapeum. This vast subterranean complex consists of a labyrinth of tunnels and chambers, housing 24 colossal, highly polished granite sarcophagi. Each sarcophagus is carved from a single block of solid granite, weighing between 70 and 100 tons, with lids weighing an additional 20 to 30 tons. These aren't just large boxes, they are masterpieces of precision engineering. The most astonishing aspect of these sarcophagi is their incredible accuracy. The interior and exterior surfaces are perfectly flat, and the corners are cut with such precision that they form exact 90-degree angles. Modern engineers and stonemasons have marveled at this level of accuracy, stating that it would be extremely difficult to replicate even with today's advanced machinery, such as diamond-tipped saws and laser-guided cutting tools. The granite, one of the hardest materials on Earth, shows no signs of primitive tools. Instead, the cuts are clean, smooth, and consistent. How were these massive boxes transported through narrow, winding tunnels and then lowered into their respective chambers? The logistics of moving even one 100-ton granite box through such a confined space, let alone 24, are mind-boggling. Furthermore, the purpose of these sarcophagi remains a mystery. While conventionally attributed to the burial of sacred Apis bulls, many of the boxes were found empty, and the sheer scale and precision seemed disproportionate for animal burials. Some researchers, like Brian Furster, suggest that these boxes were not intended for burials at all, but perhaps served a technological purpose, possibly as resonant chambers or energy devices. The Serapeum of Saqqara challenges the notion of ancient Egyptian technology. It suggests a lost knowledge of precision machining, heavy transport, and an understanding of materials that far exceeds what is commonly attributed to them. These subterranean marvels stand as a silent, cold testament to a forgotten era when the impossible was achieved with a mastery that continues to elude us. 7. The Nan Madol City, Micronesia's floating basalt metropolis. Off the coast of Pohnpei in Micronesia lies Nan Madol, an ancient city built entirely on artificial islands connected by a network of canals. Dating from around 1200 to 1500 CE, this megalithic complex is often referred to as the Venice of the Pacific. What makes Nan Madol truly extraordinary is its construction material: massive basalt logs, some weighing up to 50 tons, stacked in a unique crosshatch pattern to form walls up to 25 feet high and 17 feet thick. The total weight of the basalt used in Nan Madol is estimated to be around 250 million tons. The challenge here is immense. How did the ancient inhabitants of Pohnpei, a relatively isolated island culture, quarry, transport, and lift these colossal basalt columns? Basalt is an extremely dense and heavy volcanic rock. The quarries are located on the other side of the island, miles away, and the construction took place over water. The conventional explanation involves rafts and immense manpower, but the sheer weight and number of the stones make this explanation highly improbable. Moving a 50-ton basalt column across land and then floating it to its destination, and finally lifting it into place without the aid of modern machinery, seems beyond the capabilities of a Stone Age or early Bronze Age society. Local legends offer a more fantastical explanation. They speak of two sorcerer brothers, Olisihpa and Olosopa, who used magic and levitation to make the heavy stones fly through the air to their construction sites. While dismissed as myth, these legends hint at a lost technology or method that allowed for the manipulation of such massive weights. The precision with which these basalt logs are stacked, often without mortar, to withstand the forces of the ocean, speaks to an advanced understanding of engineering and structural integrity. Nan Madol stands as a silent, waterlogged testament to a forgotten civilization that mastered the art of building on an epic scale, defying the limitations of their supposed technology and leaving behind a floating city that continues to mystify. 8. The Great Pyramid's inner chambers, Egypt's astronomical computer. The Great Pyramid of Giza, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world and the only one still largely intact, is often presented as the pinnacle of ancient Egyptian engineering. While its external scale is awe-inspiring, it is the inner chambers and their precise alignments that truly challenge our understanding of ancient technology. The King's Chamber, for instance, is constructed almost entirely from massive blocks of red granite, quarried over 800 kilometers away in Aswan. Each block weighs between 25 and 80 tons. The precision with which these blocks are cut and fitted, with joints so fine that a razor blade cannot be inserted, is a marvel. Beyond the sheer logistics of quarrying and transporting such immense weights over vast distances, the internal architecture reveals an astonishing level of astronomical and mathematical knowledge. The pyramid contains 2 narrow shafts, often referred to as air shafts, leading from the king's and queen's chambers to the exterior. Modern analysis has revealed that these shafts are not for ventilation, but are precisely aligned with specific stars and constellations. The southern shaft of the king's chamber points to Alnitak in Orion's belt, while the northern shaft points to Thuban, the North Star of that era. Similarly, the Queen's Chamber shafts align with Sirius and Ursa Minor. This precise astronomical alignment suggests that the pyramid was not merely a tomb, but a sophisticated astronomical observatory, or even a giant calendar, capable of tracking celestial movements with incredible accuracy. The construction of these shafts, maintaining a perfect straight line and angle through hundreds of feet of solid masonry, would require surveying and engineering techniques that are considered modern. How did the ancient Egyptians achieve such precision without telescopes, gyroscopes, or advanced surveying equipment? The internal geometry of the pyramid also incorporates mathematical constants like pi and phi with remarkable accuracy. The Great Pyramid, therefore, is not just a pile of stones. It is a complex, multifunctional structure that embodies an advanced understanding of astronomy, mathematics, and engineering. It forces us to ask, was this knowledge developed incrementally, or was it inherited from an even older, more advanced civilization? The inner chambers of the Great Pyramid stand as a silent, monumental testament to a lost golden age of knowledge, challenging us to look beyond the conventional narrative and acknowledge the possibility of a past far more technologically sophisticated than we have been led to believe. The final analysis. The stone whispers of a lost civilization. When we examine these 8 extraordinary ancient structures, the Barabar Caves, the unfinished obelisk, the Kailasa Temple, the walls of Sacsayhuaman, the Trilithon of Baalbek, the Serapeum of Saqqara, Nan Madol, and the Great Pyramid's inner chambers, a pattern emerges that is impossible to ignore. These are not isolated anomalies. They are pieces of a much larger, coherent puzzle that, when assembled, paints a picture of a past radically different from the one we are taught. The comfortable narrative of linear human progress, from primitive to advanced, begins to crumble under the weight of these megalithic truths. Each site, in its own unique way, presents an insurmountable challenge to conventional archaeology. The laser-smooth granite of Barabar, the impossible weight of the unfinished obelisk, the top-down mountain carving of Kailasa, the perfectly fitted cyclopean walls of Sacsayhuaman, the colossal trilithon of Baalbek, the subterranean precision of the Serapeum, the floating basalt city of Nan Madol, and the astronomical alignments within the Great Pyramid, all point to a level of engineering, planning, and technological sophistication that simply should not have existed thousands of years ago. Mainstream explanations often rely on the sheer force of human labor, simple tools, and an almost mystical dedication. But these explanations fail to account for the consistent precision, the impossible scale, and the advanced understanding of physics, acoustics, and astronomy evident in these structures. It is not enough to say they just worked harder. The evidence suggests a lost knowledge, a forgotten technology, or perhaps even the influence of a civilization far more advanced than our own, whose echoes are preserved in these stone giants. Who were these master builders? How did they achieve such feats? Were they the remnants of a global civilization wiped out by a cataclysm, leaving behind only fragments of their knowledge? Were they guided by an unknown force or an advanced understanding of natural laws that we have yet to rediscover? The implications are profound. A hidden history of advanced engineering, a secret past where the impossible was merely a matter of application, and a challenge to our very understanding of human potential. These structures are not just ruins, they are encrypted messages from a forgotten era. They are a testament to a past that refuses to stay buried, whispering tales of lost wisdom and technological prowess. Until we are brave enough to confront these truths, until we dare to challenge the dogmas of academia, we will continue to walk in the shadows of a past we are too afraid to remember, forever bound by the amnesia of our species. The truth is out there, carved in stone, waiting to shatter our illusions. The question is, are we ready to face it? Are we ready to accept that our ancestors were not as primitive as we have been led to believe? Are we ready to acknowledge that advanced civilizations may have risen and fallen, leaving behind only these tantalizing clues? The journey to uncover these truths is not just an academic exercise. It is a journey into the very heart of what it means to be human, to understand our true potential, and to reclaim a legacy that has been denied to us for far too long. Until next time, keep searching for the truth, especially when they tell you it doesn't exist.